Tony Starlight Academy?
In person, yes. I'm very excited about it. Something that we've wanted to do for a long time. You know, part of the mission here is not just for me to be able to do what I want, but for people to come and see great entertainers. And I think the entertainment aspect has been missing for a long time. A lot of times, you know, you're thrown into a restaurant in the background, or you're doing some sort of corporate event and they resent the fact that you're interrupting them, those kinds of things. So much of performing in a musical environment has been just sort of battling to be noticed. And then so as you get less and less attention, those skills aren't developed of interacting. Well, we have a place here where people primarily do come to listen, and so what I see is a lot of people that come through and they're not used to interacting with people because it's not something they have to do very much. They're not used to being listened to, and they don't have some of those skills. And so we're trying here at Starlight Academy to develop these skills in people, entertainers, singers, vocalists, even instrumentalists. I mean, I don't work with any, but the same principles apply. For whatever reason, there's a lot of musicians who over the years somehow divorced the notion of live performance and recording, and meaning when you listen to a recording, it is all about the music. When you go out to see performance, it isn't all about the music. It's about the music and how things look and feel and so on and so forth. So the club has to have a great ambiance, the lighting is important, how you dress, how you carry yourself, your composure, all those kinds of things. So when you're singing live and performing live, music is of course a huge part of it, but the audio isn't the only thing people are taking in. In fact, I've been teaching people that in the first song, the first moments when they come out and sing, I think for the first 1 or 2 minutes, they're not even listening to you. I think they're just looking at you. What does he have on? What does she have on? How do they carry themselves? How tall are they? Oh, she's younger than I thought. She's older than I thought. He's, you know, I didn't know he was white. You know, those kinds of things.
And you're going to teach people these things.
We have been, yeah. I've been doing it in the fall, and now it was so successful that we sort of are doing it a little more often. This year I've closed for Tuesdays for a while to make room for me to have an ongoing class like this.
Now this is for adults. I mean, we have so many wonderful musical academies, you know, for kids. You know, the Alan Jones Academy and Theorem Memory and all that. But this is really interesting. That is for adults.
It is. It's for grown-ups. It's really kind of therapy sessions. It's cheaper than psychology. A couple things that people go through here. It's like, I want to be a performer, but I don't want people to judge me. Well, those two aren't going to go hand in hand very well. So the first thing I teach you is you have to make peace with it. You are going to be judged. And so once you make peace with that, then you can start taking the steps to help shape the way in which you will be judged. But when people say they don't want to be judged, what they mean is they don't want to be judged negatively. They don't mind anyone saying, you were fantastic, you were terrific. The other problem they have is they are gone. Their friends and family are primarily the people who are seeing them, and their friends and family think they're wonderful, and the people that work with them think, you are just terrific. And they're not getting a honest feedback. The honest feedback is the amount of people that buy tickets to see you. That's the honest feedback. And so working beyond your friends and family and focusing on what the general public wants. The other thing that a lot of people don't understand is they think, since they're a musician and they love music, that all fans watch music and listen to music the way musicians do, and they don't. The general public is who buys tickets to shows, and that's who you should be tailoring your art towards. Now, there'll always be musicians who are going to appreciate it on that level, but if you have those chops, you have nothing to worry about. But don't work to just the musicians and the people who think about it the way that you do. You have to do it to the people that are the general population that buy tickets who can't do those things.
Now, is this for working musicians or people who aspire to be working musicians, or?
We've had both so far, and it looks like from the signups we're going to continue to have the same. We have people who are just hobbyists who just want to get up and sing and get better at it. We have people who aren't working but want to work. I have people who are working and want to know why they're not connecting in certain ways. I have a lot of people that maybe they're singing in a jazz trio in a wine bar, and they just feel like, I don't know how to get their attention. I don't know, and it's quite easy in a way. I think usually the biggest impediment is yourself. That's not the only one, but a lot of times people just kind of need to figure out how to get out of their own way and let the public love you.
Now, is this one class every week, or how does it work?
Well, I'm doing a couple series. There's a group of 4 on Tuesdays in February, doing the same thing in March, but that one culminates in a showcase. You'd get 4 showcases or 4 workshops and then a showcase with a live trio. And then I'm also doing some just sort of one-offs on Mondays. I've offered, I've picked 2 in February, 2 in March, but like I did last time, when I offered them, when they filled up, we just added dates and got spillover from other people. And each one has a topic. Basically, people will come, they'll all work 15 minutes with the accompanist, will work on something specific, and then each time I have a topic that we discuss a different aspect of performance skills with people. It's not singing lessons. It's not that kind of thing. It's how to perform. Ideally, you come here and you already know how to sing. You already know how to do those kinds of things, but you don't know how to reach an audience, interact with them.
Well, all of the details will be on another part of this page. So, look.
Just click here.
Yes. So let's get to Neil Diamond.
Good old Neil. Wish he'd die already so that I can start charging more for the, while he's still competing with me, it's really frustrating. We're celebrating his 72nd birthday at the Alberta Rose Theatre. I've got the 7-piece band now that does this. We added the electric guitar, which is just so great. Nick O'Donnell from Shanghai Woolies and other things. He's so good. We keep making the show sillier and funner. More funner every time. The Alberta Rose Theatre is such a nice, it's like an intimate big room, if that's possible, right? I sat in the back row for several events there, and you feel like you're just so up close.
There is a fine line that you always straddle, and it's always hilarious because people love Neil Diamond, and he's also funny.
Well, the way that, if we just went out and made fun of Neil Diamond, it would be no fun. We go out and we replicate the music very well, and then we make fun of Neil Diamond. And of course we exaggerate him. It's like anything, any kind of caricature. We make a caricature of Neil, which is quite secure in himself, and we kind of have a lot of deadpan humor in it, and of course a lot of sparkly tops, and of course my dream of Diamond on Ice will one day hopefully come true. You already got the blouses. I just need to find somewhere where I can skate and do the Diamond show.
Do you have a favorite Neil Diamond tune?
Well, if I'm just thinking of my favorite song, it's I Am I Said, but not my favorite song to perform. I think my favorite song to perform is probably Holly Holy, because it's kind of funny. Older people, they'll go, oh, that rock and roll. They just scream. But somehow, when Neil Diamond's like, call the sun in the dead of the night, that sounds a little like, well, I didn't sound like Neil there. I sounded more like Pearl Jam or something. But I mean, he's yelling just as loud as any rock song, but it's got an acoustic guitar and an orchestra behind it. And he's the hardest soft rocking man in show business, and we follow in his footsteps and pay tribute. We love. The thing I like about it is so many generations of people have embraced Neil Diamond, and so many people know all the words, and they dance and sing along. I mean, it's really a party every time we do the Neil Diamond show.
Well, happy birthday, Neil.
Happy birthday, Neil. Not too many more.